Hi, it's John, and today I'm going to talk about using your intuition, talking to your guides, and using your psychic gifts during your everyday life. So I'm going to start with some practical examples. During lockdown, I had this super excited hobby of upgrading the wiring within our motorhome RV. And what I was doing was like adding in a whole new 240 volt UK wiring circuit, so I could add in and use like any electrical appliance from our home whenever we traveled off grid. And without boring you with the details, there was like so much to learn, and I watched lots of YouTube videos, and I bought lots of wiring and batteries and inverters and cables and connectors and all kinds of stuff. And it's a factory built RV motorhome, so when I came to running the wiring, there was no like right answer. There was many options of running wiring from the front where the cab is, all the way to the back where the main like electricity input supply is, and where I had to add a lot of the plugs. And so I found myself just whenever I had a choice to make, what I would do is I would pause for a second. So I remember I'd like stare at the place where most vividly where it started. I remember in the middle of the RV, I'd like look at this section where I had to run a wire either up through a cupboard to the left, excuse me, or over to the right. And if I did it over to the right, it was like kind of back through behind some plumbing and all kinds of stuff, and there's just pros and cons. And so I just paused and I was like scanning the area with my eyes, so I'd like kind of absorb in the kind of opportunities for decisions, and I could see in my mind the potential pathways. And then there was kind of in my mind there were blurred areas about where that would go, patch digging a hole. And then I just listened to my heart, and I listened to my intuition, and I felt like somewhere between my higher self and my guides, this voice was telling me, take this route next, so take this step next. And so I would just do it one step at a time. I knew my destination, which was to get towards the back, run wires to the back of the van, but I didn't know exactly how to get there, and that was really beautiful. And so this really worked. I kept doing it. I must have done it like 15, 20 times, and every time I wasn't sure what to do, I'd start to get better at it. So I'd start to say, okay, I put my hand on my heart and say, what is the safest next step, or what is the least effort, or safest and least effort, like all those different options. And I found that really helped with the job, something I'd never really done before. Come on, Petch. And another thing I do in my day-to-day job, so I work part-time in a corporate company, and I spend a lot of time, almost all day, on like video calls. And I have just below my monitor, I have like my computer monitor, I just have my favorite crystals. And so whenever someone's talking to me and they're asking me for advice, which happens every day, all day, or when I'm like making a decision real time, I'll be guided to pick up like one of these crystals that like resonates the most with the kind of the type of decision I need to make. So one of them I use in particular, which is often about making like a people decision. So if I'm giving advice to someone on their career, like their next steps, what they can do, then I think it's like I'm probably getting this wrong, I think it's a rose quartz. Certainly a quartz of some sort. And the other thing I do is, when I use a lot of my time outside of work to reflect, and this is really nice. So it's definitely not worrying. I find it an enjoyable experience. I often reflect on the interpretations that I have from people's emails or from the communications they've had with me, and I reflect a bit more on how did I receive that. Like, was I really open to what they were trying to tell me? And start to reflect a little bit again, like putting my hand on my heart and just reflecting on, well, what happened when we connected and this communication came through? How did I feel? How did I feel in my heart? Like, did it feel like a good thing? Did it feel like the person really understood all of the implications of the communication that they were sharing, like all the different dimensions? And I have a lot of trust for the people that I work with, and so it's often a case of just trying to understand all of the aspects of the communication, not just the words that someone puts forwards. And then we can apply this in our day-to-day life, right? So whether you're meeting someone new or whether you're meeting someone that you know well, and really listening with your heart to what the communication is. So if it's a case of this way, Patch, if it's a case that their words, they might be saying, hey, like, here's a really great deal for you. You really need to buy this product. And you're listening to your heart and you're thinking, this doesn't quite add up. There's something strange here. There's a disconnect between their words they're saying and their feelings and intentions. And I also find it useful to talk to people when I'm coaching people on their careers and their development. I do talk about you know, think about using some of the terms that we're used to in this like 3D reality, in this day-to-day life, that are, you know, widely accepted terms, but they just start to verge a little bit on the esoteric. One that really resonates with me is like business judgment or business intuition. And intuition in business is really, really important, because often being able to feel your way through big decisions and, you know, being able to read and understand markets and customers and how long it's going to take you to build your products, they're really, really helpful skills. And to talk about business judgment, high judgment, I feel is really valuable. And we do that a lot in the company I work at. And I really enjoy helping others develop theirs. And it helps you do things like react. You know, the whole world's changing right now, so you can react more quickly to what's going on. And you can also, you know, you can do all the things I mentioned before, like pause and reflect, see all the opportunities, absorb them with your heart, listen to, you know, your heart and what it's trying to tell you, and then really feel into like what's the right decision to make. And you might find, just like I'm doing now, finally, last tip is going out for a walk in nature. It's just incredible, right? Like, the vibration of nature is incredible. And also, like, we're very much one with nature, and you can come here for the answers that you seek. And it's really funny, just as I'm saying this tree up here, I don't know if you can see, has like a face, a beautiful face. So yeah, that's a really beautiful way of coming out, getting calm in nature and just reflecting on like the decision that you're going to make, and knowing that really there's no such thing as a wrong decision. There's just decisions to make in this 3D reality. So yeah, I hope this video finds you well. And Patch is digging another hole. I'd love to hear from you, like what you do to use your judgment in your day-to-day lives and your intuition. So I hope this helps you on your journey. Sending my love from Scotland. Love you.